In this video, I'll show you how to turn your business documents into a live support system. We will build a simple workflow on init that instantly retrieves any information from your business documents, saving your management team 10 plus hours a week on support tickets. First, I'll show you a demo as to how this works, then we will build this system from scratch. And you do not need any technical skills at all to build this. If you're new here, my name is Manzaru. I work directly with business owners to design AI systems that handle calls, leads, and repetitive operations without the hype. So if you want to explore how this could apply to your business, then you can book a free consultation call with me using the link below in the description of this video. So almost every business out there has to deal with a bunch of documents on a day-to-day basis. And in terms of documents, for this video, we're going to be talking specifically about SOPs. Now, if you're not sure what an SOP is, it's basically a standard operating procedure. It's basically a list of instructions that helps the employees execute a certain task on a business. Let's say a new employee named John, he came into the business, and he's a new hire, by the way, and he has a question that what happens if a client doesn't pay the invoice on time. All right, so if he doesn't know the answer to this question, then what is he gonna do? He's gonna head over to the SOP. Now the SOP is like 50 or 60 pages long. Now John is simply frustrated of searching for this information because this may not be the only question that pops up in his mind. He may have several questions, and it may take some time to actually figure all of them out. Now on the other hand, we have an AI assistant over here named Larry, let's say. So he has been trained on this document or this SOP. So what happens next is that the next time that John has a question that what happens if a client doesn't pay the invoice on time, he heads over to the assistant, he asks the question. The assistant Larry, basically he searches his knowledge base where he has the information stored about all the documents of the business. He searches through the documents and he finds out the answer within 0.5 seconds, and then he gives out the answer to John. Now John is absolutely stunned by the response time because it's quite impressive and the answer is also very accurate. Alright, and John is happy and is back to work again. Now let me show you guys a very quick demo as to how this works so that you can guys understand this right away. So this is the interface over here where we'll be interacting with the assistant, and this is the document, like I said, which is a sample document, and we have a bunch of information over here. But let's say I'm gonna be asking it some very specific question because this assistant has been trained on this document over here. So about this document, let's say I'm gonna be asking the same question, which is regarding the invoice question, which I showed you previously, that what happens if a client doesn't pay their invoice on time. So let's see what happens. All right, we should be getting the answer immediately. All right, so if a client doesn't pay the invoice on time, work pauses immediately if the invoice is 10 days overdue and the late fee is above 5%. All right, so now that you've seen the answer over here, let's just head over to this document. Now as you can see, I've searched for invoice over here, and here is the answer. So a late fee of 5% for the invoice and the 10 days overdue. So the answer matches over here. Let's just try it out with a different question as well. Then after we've tested this out, we're going to be heading over to the automation that we're going to be building this ourselves. So let's just say what do I call for a level 4 emergency, right? Who do I call for a level 4 emergency? I'm gonna be just copying this part out. All right, copy. In a level 4 emergency, contact CTO and legal counsel immediately. All right, let's just search this out real quick and see what happens. Level 4 emergency, yeah, who to contact? CTO plus legal counsel, right? Yeah. So as you can see, it matches everything properly. I mean, the real use case is that instead of going through the documents, let's say, and this is just a very simple example because this document is only like 10 or 12 pages long, but there could be documents which are like 100 or 200 pages, right? So in that case, a system like this can come in real handy. So this is the automation that we have built actually, and this is a very, very simple automation, and this is exactly why I'm making this video, because if you want to set this up for your business right away, then it's not gonna take long, and you certainly do not need any technical expertise to actually build this up. This node basically gets triggered whenever you write something out over here. So it starts up over here, and this is how it looks like, and we are using the hosted chat mode over here, and we don't need any authentication for now as we don't want any passwords or anything. And this is the initial message, and this is the one that you're seeing over here basically. The hi there, my name is Larry. So let's say you have a business name Prime Properties, you're a real estate business. You can just write it over here that hi, this is XYZ from Prime Properties, how can we help you today. Now after that, this message, we're going to be passing it off to the AI agent. We're going to be clicking on define below, and by default when you're setting this up, you'll be seeing the connected chat trigger node, but we're going to be using the define below feature because we have to set out our prompts by ourselves, such as you are a helpful assistant who answers the question. Let me actually just zoom this out. So you're a helpful assistant who answers questions about an SOP that has been provided to you. So I'm being very specific over here because just for the sake of this video, I wanted to use an SOP as a sample. So I specifically mentioned it over here. But if you're using tons of documents, then you can mention that you have been trained on all the documents, or let's say 10 documents for this business, and your role would be to answer all the questions, the most relevant answer to all of this document. Now keep your responses concise and straightforward, preferably within 1 to 2 lines, and was the user's input, and basically we got this from the chat message received over here. So let's see if we click on open chat, and then if I type out a question such as let's say, you can see that it's being triggered over here. And yeah, so this is how it works. Now if I head down, so if I click on the AI agent, you can see that this is the input. So we're going to be dragging the chat input over here, and this is basically how this works. And there is nothing else much to it, but I'm going to be switching on over here. Now if you are new to this and you do not have an OpenAI account, then I recommend you create a new account, a new credential. You'll have to get your API key. The way you can get this is by searching it out over here. Now if you do not have your API key, then you're gonna have to head over to platform.openai.com and then head over to most probably usage over here, and then on usage you'll be able to set up your billing system, and you can just set up $5 for now, and it's very cheap. I mean, the API costs are pretty cheap based on, of course, which models you're using. For example, if you're using the larger models such as the O3 mini, the O3, the higher reasoning models, then it's going to be expensive. But for the tasks that we are doing inside NA10, it's very cheap and it's completely reasonable, right? So you can just head over to usage and then just set up a billing system, and once that's done, you can just create your API key over here by just heading over to API key and then just selecting your API key. All right, now after that we're good to go. Now once that's done, once you've set up your API key, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to head over to storage and then head over to vector stores and then click on create. So once you do that, all right, let me actually do this for you. Let me actually click on create over here. So once you do that, you're gonna be able to select a name. So I'm gonna just write something random over here. Then you're gonna be click on add files, and this is where you'll be adding all the files that you want your assistant to have access to. All right, that could be SOP, that could be transcripts of sales calls, or let's say a copywriting formula that you might have for your business. Anything you want, any document that you want to have access to, then yeah, you can just have add it out over here, and then we're good to go. And then we're gonna have to copy this vector ID over here. So we click on copy. By the way, you're gonna have to paste your API key which you got out from over here. So once you got the API key from here, you can just paste it out over here. Okay, so once that's done, you can click on save and then you're good to go. Now after that, you're gonna place your vector ID, which of course you got it from here. So copy this and then paste it out over here. Okay, and make sure the formatting is spot on, and there's all the brackets, the quotations, all of that. And then after that, you're gonna have to set up a filter and ensure the filter looks exactly like this. All right, make sure you just screenshot this and then just type it. Once that's done, you can just select the model that you want, and for my use case, I'm gonna go with 4.1 nano because of course this is an older model because GPT-5 is the latest, but I think that 4.1 nano is pretty much a solid model for a use case like this one. Okay, so yeah, and then for built-in tool, we're using the file search over here. So basically it's the tool that's responsible for retrieving the information from a knowledge base, and by knowledge base we're talking about this vector store over here where all the documents are being stored. All right, so OpenAI is basically using this file search tool to actually retrieve the information from the vector store that we have stored out over there. Now if you're familiar with NA10, then you may know that this is a much easier approach as to what we're trying to achieve over here, because previously we would have to set up backend servers on Supabase to actually retrieve the information from Supabase, and compared to this, that was a much trickier process, I believe. But anyways, so we're gonna be connecting this with simple memory, and this is just you can just click on memory over here and then just choose simple memory and you're good to go. And this is basically a prompt, and you can set up the prompt the way you want, but for this video I just used a very simple prompt. All right, And for if you need help with prompting, you can just write out a prompt and then just copy and paste it out to ChatGPT, and it will give you a better prompt which you can use for this use case. All right, so once that's done, and basically this is all that is, like 1 2 3 4, there's only 4 nodes to it. So once you've set up all these 4 nodes, you can just test it out by clicking on open chat over here, and then write something like, let's say if you have uploaded all the documents, you can ask any specific questions from the documents which you've uploaded, and you'll be able to test it out over here. So let me just ask this question again. I think I've milked this question a lot, but anyways. So for level 4 emergency, contact the CTO and legal counsel. Alright guys, so basically this is it. I mean, this is a very simple automation, but yeah, the main problem that we're trying to solve with this automation is that businesses or employees, they don't have to spend hours searching through files, and yeah, they can just get the answer right away. I mean, it's 2025. I mean, we're heading over to 2026 in I guess 2 weeks. So yeah, like everything is changing, right? Like especially how businesses are operating on a day-to-day basis is about to change, and I'm just trying to help you guys stay ahead of the curve. Now, if you're wondering for the system that I've built out right now, so is there any alternative use cases for the system that we've just built? Let me actually share some example with you guys. All right, so I've actually figured out some similar use cases. Firstly, this is the instant sales helper. So what this does is it basically helps your sales team answer tough questions during calls instantly, so they look like experts and close more deals. What this means is basically, let's say you're on a call on Google Meet. What you can do is you can have this tab opened up where you're just interacting with the assistant. So let's say the prospect asks a question which you don't have the answer to, or you're just slightly confused as to how you would approach this because you don't have the exact info. You can just type it out over here, and then you'll get the response immediately, right? And you'll look like a absolute professional. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then the contract finder, so find specific rules or deadlines in signed contracts in seconds, so that you don't have to read 50 pages of boring legal text, as simple as it is, right? And then the meeting saver reminds you exactly what you promised a client few months ago, so you never lose track of old decisions or details. And then the new hire teacher, so this basically lets your new employees learn your company rules by asking the AI questions, so they don't have to bother the boss every 5 minutes, right? This basically will keep your boss like stress free, because they don't have to go to your boss to ask stupid questions and repetitive questions, that they can just use this assistant to figure it out right away, right? But either ways, I hope this video was helpful, and I will be publishing a few videos in my channel from now on regarding N8N and how to build useful workflow automations that actually solves real world problems. Guys, so this is it for today's video, and I appreciate you watching till the end of this. And once you're done with this video, you can click on this one, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.